wars. I served this country because I believed in patriotism, I believed in principles, I believed in honour. But the truth of it is I was sent to war on a pack of lies so the elites can make more money. Well, I've got news for you lefties, I've got news for you Starmer. I am watching the veterans, I have seen the private chats. They think they're going to make us go to war to fight the elites so they can bring a new world order. We are not going to fight for Starmer. We are not going to put our children at risk to come home and be left on the side. We get a clap once a year. I used to be called a hero, and now my own Prime Minister has labelled me a far-right thug.
A powerful and emotional message from a British veteran has gone viral after he accused Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer of abandoning the very people he expects to defend the country. The veteran, speaking from Waterloo, declared with unflinching clarity, "I've got news for you, Starmer. I'm watching the veterans. I've seen the private chats. We are not going to fight for you, whilst our home is left behind." It's a damning indictment, and one that speaks volumes about the growing unease within Britain's armed forces and veteran communities over the Labour Party's direction under Starmer's leadership. Under Keir Starmer's Labour, the veteran community feels increasingly sidelined. From silence on illegal immigration to failure to address housing shortages disproportionately affecting veterans, to what many perceive as hollow rhetoric on national security, Starmer's platform has left those who wore the uniform with a bitter taste of abandonment. The disillusionment runs deep. Starmer's reluctance to confront what many see as the creeping influence of globalist ideology, open borders, identity politics, and deference to unelected international bodies, has ignited a firestorm of criticism. Veterans, many of whom come from working-class backgrounds, are asking the same fundamental question. Who is Keir Starmer really fighting for? "He's not for us," said a retired paratrooper from Manchester. "He's for the Davos crowd. He's for Brussels. He's for climate quotas and gender commissions. But he's not for the blokes sleeping on concrete because they served their country and got tossed aside." For many, the tipping point was Starmer's calculated ambiguity on defending British sovereignty, especially in the context of foreign wars and potential future conflicts. Veterans, who know the real price of combat, are calling out what they see as hypocrisy. There's a palpable sense that Starmer views veterans as pawns, useful for press photos and Remembrance Day optics, but inconvenient when it comes to policy. That might have worked a decade ago. Today, with social media amplifying every voice, the backlash is building faster than Labour HQ can draft talking points. While Labour strategists may hope to downplay the veterans' message as fringe discontent, they'd be wise to reconsider. These are not ordinary voters. They are the men and women trained to defend, observe, and act. When they start sounding the alarm, the rest of the country listens. If Starmer continues to alienate this demographic, he may find not only a revolt in the ranks of the military community, but a broader cultural revolt that sweeps beyond the barracks and into the ballot box. Because if the people most willing to die for Britain are now refusing to fight for its leadership, the problem isn't with the veterans. It's with the vision.
Every French border patrol vessel in the region, along with a number of French lifeboats, are currently escorting multiple migrant dinghies towards Britain. If those currently in the channel make it to UK waters, it will take the number of migrants who have made the illegal crossing so far this year beyond that 25,000 number. Well, joining me to talk about this is GB News Home and Security Editor Mark White. Mark, that big number, 25,000, is rapidly approaching us.
Well, there's no doubt it's a grim milestone, and we can confirm to you now that more than 25,000 small boat migrants have crossed the English Channel since the beginning of the year. 600 plus have crossed today alone, all 600 having reached UK waters, and all have been taken to Dover Harbour. The figure is somewhere in the region of 620 odd so far today, and it may continue to grow because as we speak, more small boats have been spotted in French waters. They are under escort by French patrol boats as they make their way towards UK waters. So if they make it, we could be at least 750 for today. Just adding to that, I mean, we're already at 25,150
Wow.
for the year so far. So it just shows you how quickly things can clock up. And you're looking there at images of effectively border force vessels and lifeboats stacking up at Dover Harbour just in the last couple of hours. It was such a surge of small boats this morning that Border Force was completely overwhelmed. They had 3 of their catamaran vessels that you can see here out in the middle of the English Channel, but they were completely overwhelmed and unable to cope, and they called on the services of multiple lifeboats. We had lifeboats from Ramsgate, from Walmar, from Dover, and from Dungeness. One of the Dover lifeboats coming in there with a rigid inflatable lifeboat. That boat there was carrying just by itself 74 migrants from one boat. Another Border Force vessel had 170 migrants on board. I've never really seen a Border Force vessel with numbers that high before. We believe that was 92 that were taken off one migrant boat, and it also had the load from another migrant boat of some 78 that took us to 170 on that one Border Force vessel, absolutely packed to the gunnels. And of course this comes just 2 days after our Prime Minister stood up shoulder to shoulder with Donald Trump in Scotland and spoke of the work that his government was doing to smash the gangs, getting on top of the situation, he assured the US president when he was asked questions about the state of our migrant crisis in comparison to the efforts that he's been making over in the United States to curbing the influx of illegal migrants across the southern border. Well, whatever Sir Keir Starmer says about smashing the gangs, it's self-evident from these images, Alex, that we keep seeing every time the weather allows, that we're getting record numbers, and we are at record numbers, more than 50% ahead of where we were at this point last year.